What's up, everybody? I'm Steve Cardy.
And I'm Nick Scopoletti.
And we are the Strength Squad podcast. Welcome, welcome. We have an awesome show for you guys this week. We are interviewing Ewa Januszkiewicz. I think that's right.
If it's wrong, Ewa, I'm really sorry.
Sorry, Ewa. Can't pronounce your last name. We're just going to say Ewa J. Great episode for you guys this week. She's a powerlifter, USAPL powerlifter, nationally ranked, I believe. Super interesting chick. Very awesome conversation. So great episode for you guys today about powerlifting. Before we start, though, we can get this thing started off the right way with the dad joke. What did one bird say to the other bird on New Year's?
I think I've heard this.
Boy, that year really flew by. Let's get it. Quick announcements before we get started here, guys.
Still friends somehow.
Oh, yeah. Somehow. Quick announcements, guys. Make sure you guys go to all of our social media. Go check out our Twitter. Go ahead, like our Facebook page. Go ahead, follow us on Instagram. Then follow us to our cars. Make sure you head over to our YouTube. Check out all of our videos on there. Give us some likes, some comments. Head over to iTunes, Stitcher. Subscribe. Leave us a 5-star review. We'd love to hear from you guys, and it also helps out the show, so we'd appreciate that a lot. And then as far as like our YouTube videos, we have some good stuff up there from this month. A bar muscle up progression video. We have a pull-up video up there. And we have a warm-up guide. And we also just posted a horizontal push progression video on YouTube. So if you're having trouble with progressing, your push-ups, not sure where to go with your push-ups, and also, if your bench press might be stuck in the mud, go ahead, check that video out, and it'll give you some help.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Any other announcements? I think that's it.
Nothing pressing.
So time to slide into those DMs. Send you some news. So our news for this week. Go ahead, Nick. Take us away.
I picked the Send News this week. It is from Dr. John Russin's website. I've been really loving all of his stuff lately. Top 5 glute activation drills you can do. Some interesting stuff like obviously you could go read the article, it'll be linked up, but one of the things that I thought was really interesting that stuck out to me was obviously we sit a lot now as a culture. We're sitting, we're on our phones a lot, we're sitting more than ever, and they're saying usually when your muscle tissue becomes somewhat damaged or hypoxic, it's when it doesn't get oxygen to it. So we're sitting on our glutes, essentially the biggest, most powerful muscles in our body. And when you sit for long amounts of time on those things, they become hypoxic. So he said glute activation should be done every day at some level. Even if you're doing like some cable pull-throughs or some get on the ground, do some glute bridges, it should be done daily. But especially on days you lift, obviously it'd be a little bit more intense. But I thought that was super interesting. Like I think the study was like within 15 minutes of sitting, they tested the glute muscles and they became hypoxic. I was like, okay.
Damn, that's crazy.
Right? I was like, that really blew my mind. That's why I picked this article. So yeah, that's it. Go check that shit out.
Yeah, we'll blast you guys that on our social media this week. It'll also be in the show notes. So go ahead and scroll down if you want to get that article in the show notes. Go ahead, give that a clickaroo. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're gonna take a quick break here. When we get back, we're gonna introduce you to Ewa. She's a very strong lady. Very, very inspirational, super smart, super awesome to talk to.
Yeah, going to PA school,
yeah, going to PA
GREs.
School. Oh, yeah.
And also I want to thank everyone at Gleason's Performance, Ryan Gleason, everyone there, the whole friggin' staff. That's why we recorded it in the back office.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want to thank those guys so much. They were so nice. We stayed there till real late.
Yeah,
dude.
We were just
talking shop, and he's a great dude, and he will definitely be on this show.
Yeah, for sure. But you guys, we can take a quick break. When we come back, we will start our interview with Ewa. Be right back.
Peace. BRB.
Want more of the Strength Squad? You can check out all of our social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Also, check us out on YouTube, where you can watch all of your favorite Strength Squad videos. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review on iTunes and Stitcher.
Stitcher, I just met her. We would like to thank our friends at Plant Warrior Protein, official sponsor of the Strength Squad podcast. Plant Warrior plant-based protein is easier on your stomach and contains a complete amino acid profile that helps you grow, maintain, and repair your muscles. It gives you 18 grams of protein per serving, and it's made from a blend of rice, pea, and hemp. Plant Warrior pledges to plant 1 tree for every item you purchase at their online store. Head over to plantwarrior.co, that's plantwarrior.co, and use the promo code STRENGTH10 to get 10% off of your purchase. That's promo code STRENGTH10 for 10% off of any Plant Warrior purchase. All right, so now that we're here on the couch together, we're starting it up.
Okay.
Casting couch.
So, Ewa, how do you pronounce your last name?
Januszkiewicz.
Januszkiewicz, okay. So we're here with Ewa Januszkiewicz.
Or Ewa.
Or Ewa. Ewa or Ewa?
How do you?
They
Which
both
way?
work.
Which way do
I'll
you
say
like
it every other time. How about that?
Yeah, that's fine. My parents do that.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
They're honestly they're the same name. It's just either Polish or English. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Word.
Fun fact.
So we were talking about powerlifting. We're talking about lifting weights. We're just getting to know you, your powerlifting career, what you're doing for training now, the Disney movies you've seen, all of that. So we're going to get into a little fun stuff, a little lifting stuff.
Sounds good.
All the good stuff. So
Lightning round, maybe. We'll see.
Lightning round. That's gonna be fun.
yeah, we're going to do a lightning round. That'll be fun.
I dig it. Okay.
So let's start with lifting now. You know, like, who are you? What are you doing now? What sport you're competing in? All that stuff.
Okay, so my name is Ewa Januszkiewicz, or Ewa. Either one works,
Ewa
like
or
we
Ewa.
said. I compete in the 63 kilo powerlifting, USAPL mostly. I've like thought about dabbling in other federations, and then I was like, more money for memberships. It's like never mind.
Right.
I was interested in weightlifting, but I'm probably not going to go that route. I'm kind of a little late in the game. I'm 26, so turning 27 in July.
Dude, it's never too
but
late to snatch a cleaning
I
jerk,
don't
dude.
know. It would be
Don't
fun
try
to
to
learn.
bring her over to the dark
It would be
side.
fun
Get
to learn.
in there.
But yeah, so I'm a 63 kilo powerlifter. Yeah, right now I'm injured, so I'm kind of doing some rehab stuff. But I'm cheering on all my friends who are preparing for the Arnold right now.
Reluctantly, you're like, have fun, guys.
Well, what did you injure? What's hurt?
Right now I have a neck injury, so I have a history of immune disorder. And apparently it's like the inflammation component is like playing a part in it. So the healing process is just kind of slow, but in general, it's just my cervical spine. We're not sure what it is because I didn't get an MRI, but they're thinking just kind of like slip disc, bulging disc, something that's just impinging the nerve a little bit, which is causing referred pain into the scapula, the trap. So we're just trying to take it easy, back off a little bit because pretty much every motion was causing pain. Really? So time to take a step back. But listen, my form needed some work anyway and all 3 lifts. So it was a good time, especially since I'm applying to school and whatnot, to take a step back and kind of reassess.
It's kind of funny. We've talked to like multiple people on the show about like injury and things like that. And sometimes it just like, it sucks, but sometimes it almost happens at like the right time.
You need
right?
it because you wouldn't have slowed down otherwise.
No.
You wouldn't have been. I'm going to go back and work on my form, and now you have that opportunity to.
Yeah,
So.
it's a blessing in disguise, I guess, but silver lining.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's
I
good
knew that
you
term.
could be.
I'm foreign, but I knew that term.
Can't play
You're
the
not
foreign
foreign.
card
You've
there.
been here 21 years. Damn it.
She's like, just got here. Love this country.
She just does
Just
this.
got here 21 years ago.
Does a peace sign. I was like, no, wrong thing.
So how did you get into powerlifting? Like, where did it start for you? When was like the first barbell grab ever?
Well put. Well put. Actually, so I competed.
I've never used that
What?
term. Glad that stuck. We're going to use that from now on.
I'm going home.
I played soccer. I played premier soccer and then collegiate soccer. I played at Smith College. I know that was one of your questions on your to-do list for my studying for my
Yes.
email.
She read the homework.
Yeah.
She emailed us back. She was like, I just got to this country. I can't
I
read
don't
this shit.
understand.
I don't understand this language. Can't do
My
this.
dog ate my email. That's not how it works. Incorrect.
Okay, so I could throw other excuses in, but we'll just
Go
move this thing
ahead.
along.
Shit.
I'd
It's
love
all right.
it. I'd love it.
So I played at Smith College. I played all 4 years, and I tore my right ACL, and then I tore my left ACL.
Fucking soccer, man.
I know, what the hell? And always women too.
Wide set hips, Q
Wide
angle
hips.
of the
I know.
femur.
I know, we could go on forever,
Yeah,
right?
we
But
could.
Tale as old as time.
Tale as old as time. What movie's that from?
2 ACLs, tale as old as time. Woman soccer player.
No?
Do you not know? Do you really not know what movie that's from?
no.
The only Disney movie you've ever seen, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, well,
Rewatch it.
I guess
The
I
Polish
have to.
version.
Lightning round question 1 was a fail.
Is that what lightning round is? I thought
Yeah,
all the questions-
we
I thought they all
sprinkle
come
it
at
in
once.
randomly,
That's not a
sporadically throughout
lightning
the.
round. That's
yeah,
like
yeah,
They don't
no,
make
yeah,
sense.
It's
That's
like,
like
a
a Florida
thunder.
thunderstorm.
It's like a thunder round.
They
It's
don't
thunder
make
round.
any sense,
Thunder
just like
round.
this whole show. Nothing we've done.
Thunder round. Renaming it. All right, so Smith College,
Yeah.
first barbell grab, 2 torn ACLs, complete tears.
Yeah, and meniscus.
Oh,
Yeah.
lady.
Contact or just from planting?
Well, so the first one was contact, and I was pissed because I was actually in college or in high school still.
Right.
And I was playing Premier. We were at a tournament in Maryland, and there was 10 seconds left of the last game. And I was just seeing the ball out. Literally just 10, I mean, anyone who's played soccer, when you're just seeing the ball out to let it out so that they don't have possession.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I just explained.
Okay.
And so you're just standing
never
there.
played soccer. I don't know what
You're
that
just
means.
standing there.
Okay, got
You're
you.
just standing there.
Some girl
And the
slide
ball-
tackled you?
Yeah, she slide
Are you
tackled me. And I was
serious?
standing still. I wasn't even moving. So she slid me directly from the side, and so as my ankle and foot went that way, because I was stagnant, my body went that way, and it just right in half.
Did she
It
get a
sounded like
yellow card?
Well, the game was over. It was 10 seconds, so
Still,
it was like
should have got something.
no,
That's
she got
bullshit.
nothing. But it was cool because
So
on the
cheap.
video you could hear it like a gunshot. Like it was
Your knee?
Yeah, on the video you could hear it.
Do you have the video
I do have the video.
We're gonna have
Not
to- we're gonna have
not
to bust
on
that
me.
on your
out.
phone?
It's somewhere in my parents' basement.
Christ, dude. That's intense, dude. To hear that
It
on
was
video?
disgusting. Yeah.
Did you
That's
know
disgusting.
immediately?
No, I had no idea. Well, I didn't even at the time. I didn't even know that was a prevalent injury. Like it didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
And I think when I was in high school, which was 05 through 09, it wasn't. Yeah.
I graduated in 06. I don't know why I did that. Idiot. I heard 05. I was like, senior year? Hell yeah.
Go Poland.
What-
Ryan.
Yeah, you start following 05.
Yeah. Ryan. That was a good year. 05 was a good year. Anyways.
Ryan, you were out of high school in 05. I was like,
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Had a boy.
so
Feel
anyway,
young as shit.
I was. What were we even talking about at this point?
Your ACL.
Okay, right.
Gunshot.
So yeah, I didn't know that was like an injury even at that point. So I got up and I was trying to run it off. I was like, I'm fine. And then
Classic.
for the next 2 weeks, I was trying to play on it. And there was no
damn.
bruising. And the only reason I noticed was because every couple of steps that I took when I was trying to sprint, it would collapse in, So I went to
It's
the
a
doctor.
weird feeling, right?
It's very strange.
Very weird
Have
feeling.
you torn your ACL?
Not my ACL, but partially tore my MCL.
Oh.
And it's just one of those, you take a couple steps and it's just
And it buckles on you, and it's
like
just,
a kick in the,
it's annoying.
it's weird.
It's annoying.
I've been
That was happening. So I went to, the orthopedic doctor, and they did the Lockman's test. Have you heard of that one? They
Yep.
just kind
See
of
if
move
it
back and forth. And he's like, yeah, you're good. And I was like, all right.
Solid,
it kept happening.
solid orthopedic doctor.
Solid diagnosis.
I went back to the same guy because obviously,
Gotta
Give him a second chance.
need a second opinion from the same guy.
But I was like, I told
Smart.
him, I said, this isn't, I think there's a bigger issue, and it was starting to bruise finally after this is now week 3 or 4. So he's like, okay, just for precaution, let's, get an MRI. And then it was really funny, actually, not so much, but he takes out the scan, and he's showing me the scan. He's like, okay, so do you see this long white line? And I was like, no. He's like, exactly. That's where your ACL is supposed to be. And I was like,
What a fucked up way to bring that up.
He thought it was so funny. I was like,
Oh my God.
really? a 17-year-old girl. You're telling my soccer career
It's
just
a great
ended.
line.
Dude, give me this doctor's number. He's
You
hilarious.
need him on the podcast.
Did he have like sitcom laughter queued up in the background?
Or applause or something. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So then he realized I was upset. Naturally. And,
Jesus.
I'm losing my shit over here about that.
It was terrible.
really
So then
killed
he, kind of like showed me the rest of the scan and said what the next steps are. And then the second one was I was just doing a step over, but it was like 4 months post-op on this knee. And I was just really trying to get back into it too quickly. So I stepped in a ditch and it was too early to start training again. It was a whole variety of things and kind of the environment, kind of my own fault, and then it tore. And at that point, I knew for sure that because once you know one, you know the other one.
Yeah. You've had experience.
Yeah.
I don't think
I called Ryan because I was too afraid to call my parents because I knew they'd be pissed and I had to have another surgery. So I called Ryan and I'm like, Ryan, I'm really mad. And he's like, why? I was like, I just tore my other ACL. And he's like, well, you don't know that for sure. And this was like one of like the first dates that he was on with his now wife. And he's like, I'm with Jill. Like, I gotta go. And I was like, Ryan, you have to take me to the hospital too. Like, I'm not,
God.
I was like, I'm not going by myself. And he's like, you're gonna be fine. Call your parents. I was like, I'm not
trying to get a
my
wife here.
parents.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Trying to get a wife.
Yeah, right. See?
I was like, I'm not calling my parents. So I just walked around like that for like another 2 weeks. And then I was
Holy
like,
Lord.
I gotta go to the doctor. So
Damn. Well, I don't think it's uncommon though for someone who's like torn their right ACL. If you keep going after it, like that other one is definitely at risk then.
no, it is. And they tell you at least 6 months and use the immobilizer and rehab properly. And I think that that experience was actually one of the first things that I was able to apply to powerlifting and being able to say, okay, you don't want to stay injured forever. You don't want to re-injure yourself to the point of no return. Take a step back, do the things you need to do at the appropriate time to prevent further injury.
That's a very wise, mature decision to make. And so like, I thought you were gonna hit me. I was like, Jesus.
Pat on the back.
She's like, no.
Well, there's not a lot of
Yeah, not a lot of room
here.
here. It's all right. So did these injuries, like, is this kind of what led you to lifting?
Exactly. Yep. So
There's plenty of room. I don't know why you're acting like that.
Stop
Yeah,
being
that's
dramatic.
exactly what happened.
Oh, no.
No, you're good. You're good. We're good.
I can't hear myself anymore, though.
You can't?
No. Is that
How about-
bad?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm good.
no,
I'm
you're
good.
good.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
good. You're good.
Welcome back.
We're good. We're good. We got it.
Welcome back.
America.
Is that a Polish accent?
Asian Polish accent.
My laugh is really loud. We're trying to point at me.
You're allowed to laugh. It's okay.
Blaringly. into
Yeah.
the microphone.
You can do it. You can do it.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want. No rules.
To answer your question, now that I still remember it, yes. When I tore my first ACL, Ryan was doing part of my rehab after my PT was kind of like, okay, you're out of your deductible, like you're out of your co-pays,
Yeah,
like
right.
you have
Yep,
to pay in
yep.
full.
Yeah, we've
Classic.
worked in the PT
Classic.
realm. We
Yeah.
know. Steve and
It's
I know.
tough. So once they were like, oh yeah, your copay is not 50, it's now it's full, like 250 or whatever. I was like, yeah, I'm out.
You're like, that's it? Just $250 a
I'm
visit?
17, no problem.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, you guys know how it goes. They give you like a limited amount to
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it costs money. But
Thanks, healthcare.
I know. And I work in healthcare now, ironically. No, but I really enjoyed going to my physical therapist, and they gave me a lot of good stuff to take home with me. So I was able to be like, Ryan, this is what they gave me. How do I program this into what we're doing? And then he pretty much gave me no choice but to lift because he signed me up for a meet, and I didn't ask me. And then I showed
It's
up.
like, this girl's got
had to compete.
two torn ACLs. Let's do this.
Ryan's like, fuck it.
It was after some time, but it was like a really small local meet. I think it was in Rhode Island or Massachusetts, and it was like underground kind of dingy place. First time I met Gino. If you guys know Gino from USA Powerlifting, he's kind of their
Like-
MC guy. So
Yeah.
he's very high energy, fun guy, like rock and roll-esque. And he, like, I was like, this is what powerlifting is. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, what? It's like a disco ball, this guy, rock and roll, a stage. I'm wearing Nike
Male
Frees.
strippers, female
That's what it
strippers.
felt like. I'm wearing Nike Frees to, like,
Your Nike Frees?
yeah, my first meet. and high
Got like
socks.
soccer
That's what
cleats
I wore
on.
at my first powerlifting meet.
It was so embarrassing. I looked back
Soccer
and I was
cleats,
like, oh
first
my God.
powerlifting meet.
But you know, I might as well have been.
Did you have
That's
pre-wrap?
how.
Did you have
yes,
pre-wrap
I had
in your hair?
Yes,
Of course you
absolutely.
did. Of course you
Absolutely.
did. I went to Springfield.
We
All the
must
girls
have a
wore that
picture.
shit.
Ryan, do we have the picture here? We must have the picture here somewhere.
Is that it?
At our first meet, our very first
At the very
meet.
top?
No, I have that somewhere. It's on Facebook or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna go stalk your Facebook.
There
after
it
this.
is. There it is.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring
Yes.
Zoom it in for the
Yes. She knows. She knows
Let me see.
marketing.
Let me see. Let me see.
Let me see this.
Holy shit! Nice.
I'm
Listen,
kidding. Yeah.
the pre-wrap, dude.
Look at that haircut, though.
Yeah,
Pre-wrap.
Ryan. Holy
Yeah,
shit, Ryan.
pre-wrap.
Ryan. Nice, dude.
Ryan, you don't aged
Growing out the
But
sides.
hey, look at the hardware.
like a vampire.
Yeah, that's a lot of hard work.
Oh,
For
shit.
first meet, man.
That's what kept me coming back, actually.
So is that what did it? The two medals?
Yeah, well, it's like I didn't know. Realistically, I wasn't even that great. It was just like a small local meet, and I was like, "Wow, I'm fucking strong! Like I'm gonna win everything." I was like, so you know, like,
Hey, man.
so, and that's kind of like what did me. And I was like, "Wow, this is something." But you know, more realistically, this is something that I can progress in, and this is something that's beyond what my expectations were, and that was nice to see. It was like, oh, I could stay competitive in something beyond my collegiate years. So that was really exciting. So
I think that's why everyone gets into strength training. It's like,
Yeah.
I played football, now it's over. I'm not in the
Yeah,
NFL.
what do you do?
What
Yeah.
else am I going to
Yeah.
do? Like,
The next best thing looked like the closest relative is a strength sport
yeah,
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
for real. What were your first numbers in that meet? What'd you hit?
I do remember this. Hold on. I think I squatted 187. I benched
Hell yeah.
117 or something. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was over
Ryan
100.
says 99.
No,
We're going with
I had
99.
I had the yellow plates on.
He's doing math. Hold
I
on.
have pictures of it. It was like 114 or 117 or something.
Nice. What'd you pull?
And then I pulled like 281.
Nice.
Your death of always
That's
been pretty legit.
solid.
But my form was disgusting. It was
I mean,
hilarious.
shit. Yeah, whatever.
In the Nike Freeze too. 110. I told you it was over 100.
Nice. Chalk it up.
287. Hey, it was even better.
That's
than what I
impressive,
thought
man.
it
For your
was.
first meet, that's
Yeah.
pretty solid.
Thank you. At the
Polish
time,
jeans.
I mean, I didn't like. You don't know at the time if it's good or bad. You're just like, okay, like I'm just gonna walk out here and do what
I would
they tell
imagine
me.
you didn't
know?
really have like a reference point at that point, right?
No, and at the time, the competition, it's like the sport grew so much in the past couple years that
Fuck yeah.
it was kind of like, I mean, besides, well, at the time, Kim Walford was in my weight class.
Okay.
And Jen Thompson has always been in my weight class.
Oh,
so like
damn.
those were the two, and I was like, well, that's my goal, you know, like to be able to compete with them, which obviously it's
You
still
could
a long way.
outbench Jen Thompson,
Oh,
right?
totally.
Yeah, I can't outbench her, so cool.
Yeah, no.
What
but-
does she bench?
What, 325?
Yeah, I mean,
Damn.
Dude, Jen, she's no joke.
yeah, she's not.
she's a freak.
That's what we call a big bench in the industry.
Very, very strong. And that's raw, obviously.
Right,
So
right.
that's not even with
right.
a shirt.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you're
She's
thinking of like
wicked
some, if you
strong.
think like she's like some massive woman, she's not. She's
But
tiny.
people think
tiny.
that about me, and then they see me in person. They're like, "Oh, you look bigger on Instagram." And I'm like, "Thank you."
I thought you were taller, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm short. I'm like,
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3" and a quarter.
5'3" and a quarter.
So
I try-
5'3".
I try to tell people I'm 5'4", but I'm not.
You could tell them.
Shoot for that extra quarter
You
inch.
just wear lifters everywhere you go. There we go. Hey. Perfect.
And so from there, you were like, I'm all in powerlifting. Let's do this.
It kind of just after that engulfed my life, you know, as a lot of things tend to do. As athletes, I feel like we become obsessed with things pretty quickly.
Yep. Yeah.
And it isn't until something like an injury happens that people lose their motivation. And like, you know, we were chatting earlier, and that's been my hindrance lately. It's not coming to the gym and actually training, it's the motivation to do so. And obviously a lot of people find their motivation extrinsically, and I feel like you can't do that. Like if I was just looking at, oh, you know, I'm losing Instagram followers because I'm not lifting heavy weight, or you know, this person like lost interest in my journey just because, you know, I'm not hitting PRs every day, then that wouldn't be a good reason for why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Right.
True.
So now it's like really delving deep and saying, okay, why do I love this? What am I doing? How am I incorporating it into my life, even though I'm going through kind of a sticking point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Well, and that's the way you got to look at it too. I mean, fuck, man, when you're injured, it's like this is the deal. You're hurt. It's like you're not going to do certain things. You can't do certain things. So it's like, what are you going to do with it? You know,
like keeping my head in this position for this long amount of time.
Probably tough. Well, we got about 4 more hours. So we kind of talked about like how you got started and everything. What is your training? Well, let's brag a little bit. Give some of your recent highlights, some of your competition highlights and things like that.
Well, no.
Long pause.
So this past nationals, I think, Ryan, I was what, 7th or 8th, something like that. No, this past nationals, I wasn't.
Oh.
I think I was 7th or 8th. So it wasn't that great of a year. I think I was 7th or 8th.
In the
top
world?
10?
In the
in
nation?
The nation. 7th, he says.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was my bad. It was a bad year for me. But
What a piece of shit you are.
I know. But years past, I did fairly well. So when we were in, or was it Orlando, I think? This past year, that was, what about when, okay, I need to think back. The first, I have in the past placed 4th, 5th.
Yeah, Ryan, just rip it right
Yeah,
now.
I
You
think-
know.
What was it? What did I do?
3rd juniors in Florida in 2013.
Yes, I did that.
3rd, nice.
2017 was 7th, 2016 was 3rd, 2015 was 3rd.
3rd. And is this all USCPL?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
You
Okay,
ain't
cool.
3rd, you last. Bad joke. Ricky Bobby, your set movie.
She doesn't watch American movies yet.
Oh yeah, my
Yes,
bad.
I
my bad.
do. I just okay. Listen, here's my problem. I go to
Please
trivia.
tell us.
Listen. I go to trivia every Wednesday.
And you suck at it.
No, actually. Well, yes, but I'm good. I'm good at like other categories like geography and
You actually
anatomy.
know real shit.
Yeah, right.
So you're actually smart.
When it comes
and
to
everyone else is
movies-
like, dude, Kim Kardashian.
Well, I actually brought up that joke, so what is that? No, but
You got a
when
lot
they put
going
me, yeah, like when it comes to music, I'm okay. Like movies, I for the life of me, I can't remember movie quotes, and I feel like I am left out in that part of society because that's like such a thing that people bond over.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
And it sucks.
It is a big bonding experience.
We
Movie
do
quotes.
quote movies a lot. now that I
You
think about
can
It makes
learn
life
it though.
funnier.
It's a skill
Yeah.
you can learn though. You know.
Just rewatch movies over and over.
Yeah,
and
you
over.
pretty much just have to watch them 50 times. Just
Not
practice.
gonna do that.
Well,
Have shit
you know.
to do.
Like
Fuck
placing 3rd at USAPL meets.
Among
Speaking of
other
that, so you,
Redirection, great job.
Good job.
I'm a
Steve.
redirector and a pioneer.
Oh
So-
boy.
Inside joke. You wouldn't know that one anyway.
We'll tell you
So-
later after. I'll tell you after.
So as far as your training now, it's a little
Yeah.
different because you're injured now. So kind of 2-part question. A, outside of being injured, what does your training typically look like? And B, now that you are injured, how has it kind of changed?
Okay. So typically, I train, 4 times a week. When I was working, I had a different profession before this, which allowed me to have more flexible hours. I was able to come 5 days a week for that time. And that's kind of where I saw my surge of like really honing in on my strength and becoming really competitive. As I'm moving further into my career, I want to be a PA, like I mentioned, applying to schools this spring. I've had to kind of try to balance that a little bit better. So lifting is still a priority to me. So I'm still trying to keep it in my weekly regimen, but the frequency has decreased a bit. So I'm usually coming 3 to 4 days a week now. Beforehand, my training was, roughly 2.5 hours. And it consisted of a lot of kind of a variation of things. We, of course, had the 3 main lifts, and I did some kind of variation of each of them every time I came in to train. And then I had a lot of assistance work. Depending on what day it was, you would do an alternate assistance work to, or a supplementary assistance work to the day that you're training. A lot of my days looked like high bar squat, high incline bench, and then deadlift, for example, and then a bunch of accessory work. Or it would be, if it's a regular competition squat day, which for me is low bar, placing the bar lower on your back, with commands a lot of the time, heavier sets, higher, or, if we're in a phase where we're further out from a meet, it would be a higher, lower intensity and a higher volume. Thank you. So those things kind of were a huge and intricate part of my training, as anything that's, you know, strength training goes, is moving into like a meet.
Making a move over here? What's going on?
I'm
trying to get some space over here.
She's like, please get the fuck off me.
I'm trying
Creepy
to look
ginger.
like this the whole time. No, and then right now it's more, I'm still doing the 3 main lifts. It's just a lot lower intensity and actually a lot lower volume too. And benching, I just started to incorporate benching since October again. So
nice.
Yeah, or was it? Yeah, since October. So I actually first had this injury in May. And then it kind of got worse over time. And then after a while, it was just kind of like unbearable. So I had to take a step back. I didn't know that I was really injured. I kept thinking that is that better? I kept thinking that it was like a like I was like, I pulled my trap or something. It was like a nuance. It kept returning. So I was like, okay, well, I have to address this at some point. So now my training is more like I do squat or now a bench or a deadlift to begin with. Before I would kind of keep things in order, squat, bench, dead, because that's how you do them in competition. But now, depending on what day it is it a squat day, a bench day, deadlift day? I do that first, and then I do some supplementary movements after. And my workouts are limited to 4 to 5 exercises. So I'm kind of in and out pretty quickly, but there's a huge and extensive focus on my warm up and my cool down, and my rehab exercises. So it's pretty different. I'm not really used to the change of pace. I had to adjust my diet pretty drastically to accommodate that as well, because people don't think about it, but in strength training, it's still exercise. Like, you're burning calories, you know? And if you're doing something for a longer period of time, if you're in motion for a longer period of time, you're burning more calories. As you become more sedentary, you got to adjust.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, for sure.
Right.
So segue kind of into nutrition there. Talk about kind of the same thing. Talk about, you mentioned you had to kind of like switch it up with nutrition.
Yeah.
Talk about what it's looking like now being injured versus like what it was when you were like grit and powerlifting.
Yeah. When I was really, head on in powerlifting, I was able to have a lot more cheat meals. I was able to I had just a lot more leeway with my diet, a lot more flexibility. I followed the Renaissance periodization diet. So nice. I work with Nick
Good
Shaw.
one.
Yep. Love them. Nick is awesome. He really does a good job in helping me kind of see the big picture. When I screw up, he isn't completely on my case, but he's like, listen, like, I know you fucked up, like, get it together kind of thing, instead of,
right.
But he's not like, don't kill yourself over it. But he's just really great at help me keep a balance. So now it's like, if I, even mess up pretty slightly, it kind of just, the effects are seen for a longer period of time, or I have to add in extra cardio, which, like, who wants to do that? Not
me. A powerlifter.
Not me.
Not a goddamn powerlifter, I'll tell you that.
When it gets warmer out and I can be outside, I enjoy it. Like, I really like being outside, but when I'm inside, it's just walking on a treadmill or
sucks.
The rower. Like, I don't really enjoy the rower that much.
Do some Metcons.
Yeah.
Do a little CrossFit. She's like, yeah, cool.
I do circuits. I actually enjoy some circuit stuff. It's not so bad, but
Circuit City. Word. Okay. And if we're talking like calories here, I mean, are you like a calorie tracker? Do you know how much you're...
I do most of it. What's the same thing essentially? It's like, so I do track with some flexibility, obviously. So right now I'm taking
Are you flexible dieting? Is that what we do?
RP is like, I would say RP is a certain take on flexible dieting. It's not exactly if it fits your macros or whatever,
like
but
Pop-Tarts and
it's not like that. I really do focus on holistic foods, and first of all, I hate Pop-Tarts. Don't hate me, everyone who freaking is obsessed with Pop-Tarts, but
they're okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't know why, but it's like, it's even things like fruit. Like, people don't understand that's a carb, like, you have to limit your intake of these things.
Nature's candy.
I know. Well, for me it is. A lot of people would disagree. Like my roommate, we actually just had this conversation the other day. She's a chocolate fanatic. She's like, it's not candy, and I like chocolate. I was like, I'm not gonna eat that. I can't really, I can't just sit there,
Yeah, I could eat a gallon of raspberries, but I don't. Like
Yeah.
I love them.
Me
but
too.
It's,
I could literally, and fruit's kind of expensive too. Like,
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
especially if it's organic and local.
oh, yeah, well,
I'm a big fruit guy. I
me
eat
too. I love it.
one pineapple a week. I get like
This is not
like
a,
a
this is
pound
not
of
a joke.
blueberries
This is not a joke.
and like a
I
pound
love
of
fruit.
strawberries. Fucking love fruit, dude. I
So
go to
do I.
town on some fruit, especially some pineapple. Love me some
So-
pineapple.
Well, so what I'll do is, like, I'll focus on fruits, veggies, kind of keep my grains and like pastas, things like, pasta, rice, those things kind of to a minimum. Rice more so because you could have like more of it than you can like a noodle.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. I freaking love pasta, but
We all do. Everyone
the
does.
struggle. And then obviously just like lean meats. I try to stay away from red meats just because, mostly actually because of my immune disorder. I've noticed over the years that it just causes a little bit of extra inflammation, so I try to avoid it. Obviously I still eat it from time to time, but yeah, keep my sodium in check. That's a huge deterrent for me. Like I love salt, so there's a couple of things that I just look out for, but it takes time. I think a lot of people they hear me talk about this and it seems overwhelming to them, so like I don't want people to like freak out. It's like, oh my god, I have to check my calories every single second of the day, like my sodium is over by like 500 milligrams. Like it's
Doesn't
not
matter.
that big a deal.
Yeah, but that's the point though, is it's just different for everyone. You know,
Yeah.
just because you are, you do it one way or you have a certain way of doing it doesn't mean that, it's going to work or it has to be done by someone else as well.
Yeah. So I do keep an eye on it. I do track when I feel like I'm not doing well, but I can eat the same food every single day. Like I don't get bored of food easily.
Same.
So that's like a benefit. My friends who are tracking and they're like, oh god, I just ate this yesterday. Like they struggle a lot more, I feel like, than I do because they
Yeah.
constantly have to be creative and like mix things up. I could
No,
literally
fuck
eat
that.
green beans, like minced, like green beans with some chicken with, I don't know, some kind of buffalo sauce. That's low
Exactly.
calorie,
Dude, give me the,
and
yeah.
like some rice
Exactly.
every single day.
Exactly.
Like I like, pull it out at breakfast, like at work, and people are like, "That
What is wrong with you?
yeah, exactly."
Who are you, lady?
What the
It's like,
fuck?
where are your eggs?
You're like, I
and
just
bacon
got
and-
here. I don't know. I'm new to this country.
New to this country. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. So I can eat the same thing every day.
Dude, I will take that all day, every day. Give me the same, like 3-4 meals and I'm good.
Yep.
If you ask me to like switch it up, I start to like
Plus,
panic a
I
little
don't
bit.
have the
Start
patience.
to panic.
It's like, dude,
I don't have the patience to
no
put
offense,
these
everyone's
meals
different.
together.
Yeah, but it's like
No.
I'll talk to someone who needs help with food and they talk about getting bored and they need to do this and that and they try this and that. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna have a fucking panic attack listening to you. Like it's so many recipes
But
and
then
it's
it's
like
also
give me
just so much more effort to
yeah,
track
I know,
it,
I know. Give me the simplest shit, throw it in the oven, and I'm gonna eat all of that for the rest of the week.
Like, well, now I get trifecta bi-weekly, which is awesome because it's like already prepped.
That's like
food for
prepped,
me.
right?
I've been
Yeah, okay.
praying for
And
a meal plan company to
It's bulk.
sponsor me.
might happen.
I don't compete in anything anymore. I'm old and stupid,
Dude,
but I eat food.
we got McDonald's on interview tomorrow. To sponsor our podcast.
You get $1 coffee, dude. You can't go
Yes,
wrong.
dude. Yeah.
That is
Exactly.
hot as shit. How hot is McDonald's coffee? Side note, like the temperature. You ever held one?
Hotter than a fucking
It'll
Polish
melt
summer,
your,
man.
It'll melt your fucking hand off.
So moderate.
So moderate.
But yeah, so it's nice to have like prepped food. But when I didn't, just to give people kind of like some ideas, a slow cooker. I'm lazy. Okay, outside of here, I try to be efficient, which means in the lamest sense that I'm just lazy.
Yeah,
So-
dude.
Efficiency and lazy is very close.
Slow
Very
cooker,
close.
yeah, slow cooker, and just bulk. So I try to make food in 5-day increments, just because at that point it starts to go old.
Yeah, that's
so
that's the
like
fucking
my
way to
I'm
kind
like
of-
go.
a 3-dayer. I get weird with like chicken's been in there for more than 3 days.
I
I'm
don't
like,
mind
nope.
I usually end up eating my food within 3-4 days anyway, just because I do eat everything. Like, I don't mix in other foods, but
Do you do the buy food? You're like, this will be good for a week, and it's gone in fucking 3 days. You ever do that?
And then I cry because it's more money for groceries.
Yeah, I know. I'll buy food. I'll be like, this is good for the next month,
Next
and then it's
podcast.
done
Yeah,
in 2 days.
Broke millennials.
So as far as like the recovery aspect of things, now we're kind of getting into like that third thing, recovery, like sleep, mobility, soft tissue, all that stuff. What does that usually look like in your world?
Yeah, it's a lot of that. Sleep has been my enemy, which people our age, basically, if you're 16 and over.
How old do you think we are?
I know he's like 3 years older than me.
How do you know that?
He told me.
About high school.
That's okay. That makes sense.
I'm assuming
I'm 29. Yes,
you're
correct.
the same age.
You're assuming I'm the same. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So 28 or 29.
No, yeah.
Are you assuming his age?
We're both 29.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
both 29. I'll be 30 in a month. I'm really upset about it. No, don't high five it. Put it down. Eva, put your hand down.
I want to be.
We'll
You want a
stay here
broken hand
forever.
too? God damn it. So persistent.
Hey, 30-year-old high five.
He's like, ow.
My old
hands.
Osteoporosis. No, but I forget what we talked about.
Mobility,
Sleeping and
sleeping.
nutrition.
Mobility, sleeping. Okay, so sleep has been my enemy because I want to sleep so bad, but for some reason, no matter what, I flip onto my belly, which is hurting my neck.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so
Belly
it's
sleeper.
So you're a
Interesting.
natural belly sleeper,
Yeah,
huh?
I
Dude,
can't
that's
help it.
crazy.
It's the worst. It's
I can't even
literally the
imagine
worst
that.
position.
I can't
so I
imagine
need
that,
like
no.
I keep saying this. I need one of those massage tables where like my head just stays in place. But I feel like that's dangerous maybe.
You should just
So,
sleep like upside down. Get one of those like inverted like
That sounds
ankle
safe.
things and just
Get those
sleep
things
We
like
have
when
one
you're
of
a
those.
kid, like those things where you fall off and just make it really tight and like so you can't grow
no,
anywhere.
Funny, I've tried to do that.
No.
Yes, I have. I swear to you. I have tried
Like
to
the little
barricade
side
myself.
guards?
I have put guards up. Yep, I've had guards up. I end up with everything flipped off my bed.
Oh shit.
Plain mattress, and I'm on my stomach.
Damn.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. Sleep has been a struggle, but obviously it's important. So I'm still trying to figure that part out. Soft tissue work, yeah, I get a lot of that done. I get dry needling done. You
Love
guys have
it.
heard of
Love
that?
it. Had it done. It's great.
So we have like an in-house physical therapist, Eric. He comes in and he does stuff for us. So that's been really helpful.
Nice job, Eric.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's here or not, but
Not today.
nope.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It's kind of a haul for him to come down here too. So he just comes on Saturdays. But that's been really helpful. He does some pretty weird stuff with me as terms of dry needling. He'll put right next to my cervical spine, and then he'll do wherever I get my referred pain, and then attach them, and then he'll pulse. He'll do the stim machine.
Oh shit.
Oh.
So
Okay.
to try to teach the muscles not to refer pain to those areas, but also to teach them to work together. So it's been
Interesting.
a work in progress.
Okay.
Obviously, I would, if I could, get massages like every week, but that's a lot of money too.
Heard that. Yeah.
I just go to Steve's house.
Buddy system.
Not surprised. To be fair, my friends all kind of suck at giving massages, so
You need some firm hands.
yeah,
You know.
Yeah.
it's not working out. No offense, you guys.
Need some new friends.
I act like they're gonna spend the time to watch. They were like, oh, you were on a podcast.
Do you want to get drinks later or
Yeah,
not?
pretty much. That's pretty accurate. Let's
go to bed.
Do you like hang out with powerlifters like outside here? Or is it like
everyone here? I would say pretty much everyone here is pretty close friends, and yeah. And
Seems
then-
like it.
yeah.
Seems
they
like
are.
this is a good place.
It is. And then obviously I like seeing my Juggernaut people when I can get out there. So whenever I see them at events where we hang out, and I mean, yeah, obviously, like,
Yeah.
I hang out with powerlifters,
Cool.
but at the same time, you have your friends from school. I mean, you guys know how it is. You have friends from
Yeah.
school. You have a bunch of different groups, and trying to, my roommate, she is not a lifter. She like sports just weren't her thing. She's really good at languages. She's very talented.
Oh, cool.
But she just hates, like, she likes sports, but she doesn't. It's just like she doesn't want to do it. She doesn't want to like participate.
Like she won't come to the Arnold with you and chill.
No,
She's like,
she'd be yeah, she'd probably be deterred from that. But she's like really supportive of me doing it. So she'll
That's cool.
Yeah, so she, I'll try to talk to her, and she's like,
she's like, I'm gonna
That's
be a
kind
good
of like-
listener right now.
that's literally it. And then she's like, so I saw and like it's
Change
like,
the subject.
but she's great. She really supports me. But that's kind of like what you get, when it's, so you have to have a good mixture of the two.
Oh, yeah, for
someone
sure.
to be like, hey, this isn't that important, but at the same time, someone like the people here to be like, what you're doing is awesome. I like to have both worlds.
Yeah,
I
that's
always
cool.
think about like how I miss like when we were all in college. We like be home on break and like go lift with each other and like all that stuff. That was so much fun. But now things are different. Like you want different experiences now that you're getting, now that I'm getting older, I should say.
You're so wise in your old age now.
My back hurts.
So your social media following is pretty big. When did that kind of start, and like what is that part of your life like?
I try to keep up with it because I do feel like it's important to make an impact, and I think that's one place where I can reach out to people and show, hopefully women especially, that it's like okay to be strong. And
there's a ton of that lately, and you're at the forefront of that. Yeah, for sure.
And I have a lot of friends who are kind of in that movement, but it's hard to do, when it's not your full-time job. I don't think people really understand how much effort it takes to like edit and to
also
we
constantly,
gotcha.
Yeah. And to keep up with it. It's like, you start to lose a following when you're not posting every day, or when it's just training videos, or like we were mentioning before, it's not like you're hitting PRs every day. If it's something that doesn't capture people's interest, it's kind of difficult. But obviously when you have something, when you are doing it because you love it, I think people gravitate towards that. So it doesn't matter regardless. So for me, that the whole like kind of upswing of it started when first I made my profile public. That was the first step.
Yeah.
Good first start.
Yeah.
Good start.
Yeah. I used to be a teacher, so it was private. And then, I became involved with Juggernaut, and Chad helped me a ton with, gaining a following.
How did they find you? That's my question.
I think, I went with Ryan and a bunch of the lifters here to a lot of his seminars. So I met him through that and kind of like tried to be memorable as best I can.
You're like, hey.
More like, hey, I really like that you taught me how to breathe and brace in my squat.
Is that how he talks? Like a creepy nerd?
Pretty much.
Thanks, Mr. Wesley Smith.
Pretty much. And then I actually have not as accessible as that one, but I should post it as like a throwback this week. My first picture with Chad. I'll do it. So I kind of got connected with him like that, and then just asking questions, and then eventually he kind of reached out to me. He was like, I see, and I was still a junior, so he was like kind of looking for people to fill those areas for him and promote his products, and he was we became friends, and through that it moved into sponsorship, and now I'm just trying to be as helpful as possible while I'm still just kind of injured. And
I noticed you do something really cool with your social media page. Actually, you have a lot of posts where you're I think so, for an example, like one of your posts, you were deadlifting with a hook grip or something like that, and you're like, I've been trying this out, what do you guys think? Like, you're very engaging with your posts.
Yes.
It's not just a picture like, hey, I'm awesome, cool quote. It's like you're kind of like, hey, like I need help with this.
Drake line, here's a selfie. Like my least favorite thing in the world.
You're like, hey guys, like what do you think of this? Or hey, can you guys help me out with this? What do you guys think? Like, it's very engaging. It's very different.
I think I annoy people sometimes with that because I'll ask questions, but then they think I don't read the comments, and I actually do read every comment.
I'm sure you do.
It's just a matter of like responding. I don't have the time to respond sometimes, and I wish I did. Like, I really wish I could add hours to the day so that I can engage in it more. And like, again, it is just priorities. Like, sometimes responding to a comment has to take a backseat to me studying for the GRE. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
Listen, the GREs aren't that important. You're really... What is wrong with you?
God, now you tell me now after I settled. Yeah, so I try to be engaging. I do read the comments, and I actually try to, apply them in my next training or the next cycle or whatever it is. So please keep your comments and your questions, everything coming, because I do try to address it at least at some point.
Dude, hell yeah.
So,
I commented today from our...
I saw it. I haven't hearted it yet, but I will.
Didn't respond.
It's okay.
What the hell?
We understand.
That's what you were thankful for. I saw it.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know these fucking guys yet, so I'm not going to say anything back.
I'm going to meet them, see how this goes, and I'll respond.
These fucking
It's
stalkers.
kind of too late at this point.
Yeah, you're in now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really do, well, thanks for pointing that out, because I really do try to be engaging with my audience, and that is really important to me. And I feel like people, because I don't immediately respond, people think that I'm just like not reading it, but I am. And it is important to me that people continue to do that. So.
Yeah.
Word.
Absolutely.
Word. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap it up with a lightning round. Want more of the Strength Squad? You can check out all of our social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Also, check us out on YouTube where you can watch all of your favorite Strength Squad videos. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review on iTunes and Stitcher.
Stitcher, I just met her. We would like to thank our friends at Plant Warrior Protein, official sponsor of the Strength Squad podcast. Plant Warrior plant-based protein is easier on your stomach and contains a complete amino acid profile that helps you grow, maintain, and repair your muscles. It gives you 18 grams of protein per serving, and it's made from a blend of rice, pea, and hemp. Plant Warrior pledges to plant 1 tree for every item you purchase at their online store. Head over to plantwarrior.co, that's plantwarrior.co, and use the promo code STRENGTH10 to get 10% off of your purchase. That's promo code STRENGTH10 for 10% off of any Plant Warrior purchase. All right, guys, before we wrap it up here, we're going to do a segment we call Lightning Round, a.k.a. Thunder Round, with Eva/Eva. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
To handle the hurricane? Okay.
I will weather the storm.
Great comeback.
That's like a girl quote right there.
I will weather dance in the rain.
At least I don't have a tattoo of it.
Live, laugh, love.
Do you?
No.
Oh, shit.
Question number
What
1.
if I did?
What color is your toothbrush?
Blue.
If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
A penguin. And because they have a lot of really good skills, I could go into this. I did a whole project on it. Should keep going.
We're gonna have to stop right there and go into this a little more. What are these skills? What are these skills?
Okay, so
That was such a good answer. She got so like, let me give you parts A, B, and C about penguins.
So emperor penguins, they can actually, when they huddle together, they can increase their temperature, like collectively, to degrees above 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's kind of like what we're fucking doing right now.
Yeah, which is super useful. So like as one entity, they're kind of like not completely,
But
great.
as a group, I feel like there's a
perfect.
metaphor here.
Yep,
Interesting.
they're also they mate for life, so it's like they have a lot of interpersonal relationships. So I find that really valuable because they actually have like a higher level of connections that they make rather than just like regular animals.
They're pretty fucking intelligent,
They're
man.
super intelligent.
Yeah.
And I like the way that they hunt. Like there's a lot of strategy to how they hunt, and I'm by myself a very strategic person.
Interesting.
We can stop there. That's
Have you seen-
What about the waddle? You like the waddle? It's cute.
yeah,
right?
I feel like that with my thighs sometimes. So
Have you seen Planet Earth 2? Have you seen Planet Earth 1? Like the first Planet Earth?
listen, I probably have. I'm just not gonna remember.
Well, that's your homework, Eva, okay? You need to go home and watch Planet Earth
It's really
2.
like
Okay.
Steve.
It's fucking
It's
amazing,
really,
dude.
Is it on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay, then I
It's
got it.
amazing.
I'll do it. I'm on a flight tomorrow, so maybe I'll do that during
Dude,
my
perfect.
flight. If I don't
Perfect.
study
Where
for
are you
the
going?
GRE. I'm going to Orlando, Florida.
Oh, nice.
Or what?
My baby cousin is turning 21.
Wow.
Oh,
Congrats.
going to downtown Disney?
I'm going to keep her alive.
Hell yeah, girl.
Bring IV bags.
All right.
I can put. Never mind.
What is one thing
Serious.
that you would put on your bucket list and why?
On my bucket list, like in life or on lifting related?
Either.
Let's do
Life.
both.
Okay, so bucket list life is like how boring or not boring do we want to go? I'll do 2.
It's whatever you
my,
want it to
my
be.
boring bucket list is to own a home. It's like really important for me to have like my own piece of land, my own piece of property.
Word.
And my bucket list like crazy thing is to go skydiving because, and I want to do it specifically in New Zealand because it's, you could
How
see.
did I know you were going to say that?
Well, because
I had a feeling.
Yeah,
That was
really?
weird. No, I'm not even
Same
trying to be
wavelength.
funny. I'm not even trying to be funny.
Yeah, I want to skydive in New Zealand. That's on the bucket list. One, because I'm petrified of it, and I need to. In my head, the way I get over things is just doing them. So if I'm scared, that's like, and that's how I get over it is by doing it. And
Grab it by the balls.
yeah, pretty much, I guess. And then New Zealand, because you see like all of the different, like, what do you call them? Like snow, tropical. What do you call that?
4 seasons?
Not the seasons. It's like the geographical like
Yeah.
landscapes or whatever. I
I see
forget.
what
There's
you're
like a
saying.
term for it.
I
Like,
know.
It starts with a
I
T,
can't
I
fucking
think.
think of it.
Topography?
Maybe.
Topography, right?
No. I don't
Topography is
think
like
that's
maps,
it.
I think.
Yeah, that's maps.
I am not
We all
bright.
sound pretty stupid. But you could see like
Yes,
tropical
we are.
water, land, like ice, like all of it, which would be really cool because you just literally just look around, you see like everything.
So that would be your crazy bucket list.
That's my crazy bucket
Dope.
list item.
Okay,
Sounds dope.
all right.
And for
Uh,
powerlifting would be to get onto the world team again.
Nice.
Okay.
Who's your favorite superhero and why?
Superhero. I would say Wonder Woman.
Classic.
Yep. And because of like obviously all the reasons why. She's
Right.
a woman, one. Two,
She is.
what?
Hulk, right?
Pointing to the Hulk.
Yep.
Well, yeah, Ryan is a superhero geek. So,
This dude loves the Hulk too. This is
He does.
interesting.
Love him.
the
Two
Hulk is
gingers love the
great,
Hulk.
But I mean, how I have to, like we said, a lot of what I find to be my foundation for why I have been successful is to promote women in strength sport. So I think Wonder Woman is a good one to kind of
Yeah, it definitely makes
choose
the
for
most
that.
sense.
You know,
Yeah.
well, and besides for that, like she's just badass. So
She's
She
badass.
is.
That movie was pretty
that
sick
movie was
too.
awesome.
I underestimated it, but it came out and it was dope.
It's a great.
Not because it was
actress, too.
about Wonder Woman. I was just like, that doesn't look good. And then I saw it and I was like, that was really
well,
good.
let's face it, DC has done a great job.
Mhm.
Well,
compared to
that except for
Marvel.
that one though. That movie they did good.
Right, but that's it.
Who do you admire the most in your life?
My mother.
Your mother.
Mhm.
Why?
Well, so when I was born, I was first of all, she was in labor for like 3 days or something crazy, and it was rural Poland. Like they did not have the means to be like delivering babies.
Yeah.
But anyway, when I was like, I think I was maybe a week old, maybe I was 3 days a week old, something like that. My dad came to America to kind of like start our life here, and my mom took care of me alone on a 40+ acre farm and a 3-year-old, my brother, alone.
Damn.
For 3 years. So she was a badass from
Gangster.
the start. Yeah.
That's
she
gangster.
That's crazy.
farmed the land, and she was from the city, and she was able to learn how to farm the land, till the land, take care of the land, take care of the kids, make sure we don't die, which almost happened a few times, but she got us through.
Shit.
Yep.
I'm sure.
And have a lot of battle scars. And then, she just kind of instilled in me all of the things that made me who I am today and made me, I feel like, be so fierce and powerful. So
Nice.
she's the one.
That's
that
pretty
I
cool.
have.
She sounds awesome.
Just you and your brother?
Yep,
you
just
two?
us two.
Very
Mhm.
cool.
Nice. If you could be any flavor of ice cream, what ice cream flavor would you be and why?
This is a really good one. I love
She
ice
got
cream.
so excited.
I love
Fuck
ice
yeah,
cream.
dude. Ice
Can
cream's
I
amazing.
be like
Really specific?
like a 2-for-1, like a two, like
You
a
can
do it.
cone
You can
with
take this
2
wherever you
flavors?
want.
Okay, so I would be a waffle
She
cone,
got real specific. I love
and
it.
I would be black raspberry and then coconut,
Wow,
Oh,
what an
damn,
interesting
exotic.
mix. Holy shit.
and I would be made at a specific farm called Rich's Farm here in Connecticut.
Oxford, right?
Nice. Classic. Rich's Farm.
Never
Classic.
been, never been.
My absolute favorite. Never
Nice.
Never been
I'm
to Rich's.
lactose
New to this
tolerant.
country.
take a pill
new
and
to this
eat
country.
the ice cream.
I'll get a
No,
sinus
it's
infection.
so worth it. Oh, you would like die.
I'm the worst.
That
It's the- I
stings.
have
You're
the
missing
worst.
out, but it's
Don't compete in bodybuilding. You ruin your stomach.
those 2 flavors though, because so I feel like coconut is kind of like exotic, and it's interesting and it's different, which I find myself to be kind of like all of those things. Maybe not exotic as much, but I'm definitely different. And then black raspberry, yeah, black raspberry, because it's like a really good mixture of like sweet and bitter.
Yeah.
And
It's a good way to put it.
yeah, and I feel like I kind of bring so many sides from my personality. I'm kind of like I call it well-rounded, but I think it's just kind of, there's a lot of components to what makes me who I am. So kind of like, it's that flavor.
Very
Wow.
cool.
Okay, you were ready for that question all day.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Is this an interview?
Who is your favorite cartoon character and why?
This is hard. I think Tweety Bird, because I grew up with Tweety Bird.
Like an actual bird or like watching the Tweety Bird
Yeah.
cartoon?
Yeah, like the cartoon.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you had a bird like Tweety Bird.
No,
She lived
like
on a
just
farm.
like
I mean,
I had like a stuffed animal. Like
Oh,
that was
nice.
like
Aw.
we got like 2 channels in Poland, and like so that was one of like Cartoon Network was and like
Damn, you got Cartoon Network in Poland?
yeah
That's crazy.
That was one of the channels they chose to give you guys?
yeah I swear
Holy
to God,
shit.
Cartoon Network.
not
and
2. We had like I think we had like
ESPN.
10 or 15.
Damn,
channels.
Cartoon Network made the cut.
Cartoon Network did make the cut. It was only like at nighttime though.
Nice.
That we could watch the.
Interesting.
So I think Tweety would probably be. It just brings back memories. You know what I mean?
You
But
got
I'm
a
sure-
Tweety. You got a Tweety vibe.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yellow. I mean, you're blind. You're blind.
Is that good?
You're blind.
Okay. I'll take it. I'm sure that I'm gonna go home and be like, fuck, like there are so many other cartoon characters that I could have said. Like it's gonna like go through my head. Like even recent ones that I've watched, I'm gonna be like,
You can text us.
Yeah, just text us. We'll change it.
Are you a morning or a night person?
ooh, okay, I'll just be honest. I'm definitely a morning person when it comes to function and intelligence. And then in terms of like physical ability, I think that increases as the day goes on. So I'm kind of like lethargic physically, but I prefer the mornings. So
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't
In
like
general,
you never
I would
train in the
do-
morning, right? No.
I can't.
I hate it.
I don't prefer it either, but if I have to take a test, it's 8 a.m. Like I have to.
Right, if you have
like anything where and I when I wake up, like once my alarm goes off, I'm not a snoozer. I'm just like, okay, I'm awake and I just sit up, I get up. Like
Good
I
for
don't
you.
Don't even know what that's
weird.
like.
It's a weird yeah, it's definitely strange. People think I'm strange. But
Dude, it takes me like an hour and a half to get up.
yeah, no. I could
Fuck.
literally get married. Oh wow. I could
Oh, a little Freudian slip there.
I could
Oh.
get ready in like probably 20 minutes
Get
in the morning.
married in 20
Get
minutes.
married in 20 minutes, dude.
No.
Oh,
Last
wow.
one.
Okay, all right.
Last one. What is one thing that annoys you the most?
That's a long list. That annoys me the most.
She's like, this podcast.
And I'm sure someone's taken that one already.
Oh, shit.
Nailed it.
One thing that annoys me the most. I feel like this should be something that easily comes to me, but it's not happening right now. So you know when you're like, oh, that's so annoying when it's happening. I think just inconsiderate people.
Okay.
That annoys me. So like inconsiderate
Agree.
drivers, like people cutting you off when it's unnecessary, people not using their blinker.
You a yeller? Do you yell in the car?
No, I'm just one of those like, oh, come on, why are you doing that? I actually play this game where I compliment the people who are doing nice things on the road.
Oh, nice.
Keeps me calm in the
Positive
car.
reinforcement.
Yeah, it's like, oh my
Oh,
gosh,
there
you
you
put
go.
your blinker on. Thank you so much. It's
You just
7
say it to
a.m.
yourself, though.
Yeah.
They don't really hear you.
Yeah. I actually have a megaphone. Thank you. You're doing a great job.
That fucking psycho
Yeah.
yelled at me again on the highway.
People who know my car.
Crazy Polish lady keeps yelling at me. God damn it.
I just got here. Thank you so much for putting your blinker on. Just got here.
Wouldn't our world be a better place though, really?
Yeah, no, that's cool.
People-
Positive reinforcement.
Yeah. So probably headphones are kind of annoying.
The list
This
is
is knife
growing.
right in the back, dude.
So I will stick to inconsideracy if that's a word. Or
Inconsideracy.
being inconsiderate.
Okay. I like it.
I would agree 1,000%.
Huge annoyance.
Solid. Well, I think we covered all our bases here, guys. Very nice job on the couch. Cheers.
Yeah.
Group hug. Sweaty ass hug. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for joining
Thanks,
us on the
everybody.
Strength Squad couch, and we appreciate it.
Yo.com.
StrengthSquadCouch.com. Thank you, our sponsor, Plant Warrior
sale.
Protein. Use the promo code
Strength 10?
Strength 10. I always want to say Strong 10. Strength 10.
Strength 10.
Get a 10% discount off of any purchase, and they plant a tree when you buy something. So nice
Super
job, Plant Warrior Protein.
modern
Thank you,
and
Eva,
millennial.
for coming on.
Thank you guys for
Appreciate
having
it,
me. I had fun.
and we'll see you guys next time. Deuces. You guys say
Bye.
deuces.
No, don't say it.
I won't.
Okay.
You're the best. You're my favorite guest ever. Thank you.